Welcome to the Goddess Complex. My name is Ashley Michelle, Shadow Worker, Galactic Starseed Channel, and Spiritual Business Mentor. Each week, I bring you a special guest that is a spiritual practitioner, or we have an in-depth discussion on buzzworthy or taboo topics within the spiritual community. It is one of my soul missions to help you unlock your soul purpose through shadow work, care, and deep study. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Let's get after it. What's up, party people? Welcome back to another episode of the Goddess Complex. I'm Ashley Michelle, your resident witch, and I am here talking to you on the 222 portal, baby. Now, if you're new here, welcome home. If you're old here, welcome back. Thanks for staying with me, chit-chatting, kitty-catting, the whole shebang. And today's episode is going to be a fun one. We're talking about the 222 portal, right? It's February 22nd, the second month of 2024. And a lot of spiritual folks get really deep around these portals, right? The 111 portal, 222 portal, the 33 portal, all of these things. But when I was thinking about what episodes I wanted to do this year, I was like, why don't we get a bit deeper in this 222 portal stuff and spirit numbers and the whole shebang? We talk about spirit numbers. We have memes about spirit numbers. We tell our mentors and our witchy friends, oh my God, 111, oh my God, 333. But what does that actually mean, right? When we see these numbers coming in repetition this way, what does it mean? And furthermore, how do we break down our life path number? So we're going to be talking about all of this stuff and more. Let's get after it. Now, if you don't know, please share the episode, leave us a 5-star review. It super, 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 super helps us. And also the Eclipse Series is on sale now, hunty. If you don't know about it, this is the first time I've ever done something like this. I'm making a super low ticket offer. It's going to be really intimate though, right? We have 4 eclipses this year. This is going to be a one-to-many sort of offer. We're all going to come together in community and talk about the eclipses and learn about how these eclipses affect us specifically. So I'm going to be giving you training, an astrologer that's been an astrologer for over 15 years. I've looked at hundreds, if not thousands of birth charts at this moment in time. I do all of it, right? Shadow work astrology, predictive astrology, business astrology, asteroid astrology. Like, I'm a sponge for this shit. I love it. And I realized there are so many questions right around eclipse time about how is the eclipse going to affect me? What do I need to know about these eclipses? How should I prepare for said eclipses? Should I just sit there? What is chaos magic? Should I practice during eclipses? Should I do ritual? All of these questions come in all the time. So, babe, I took it upon myself to create something for you. Inside of the Eclipse series, you are going to learn how to read your birth chart for each eclipse this year. You're going to understand with 100% clarity how, where, and when these eclipses are going to affect you. Babe, to tell you that this container is potent and transformational is quite literally an understatement. I'm teaching you things that people pay hundreds of dollars for that you can take with you for the rest of your astrological career and or life. It's going to be a whole vibe. Not to mention community, honey. It's Age of Aquarius. We're going to hang out with other folks in the witchy community, in the spiritual community, and talk and gab and get to know one another and make more friends, right? You can never have too many friends who are walking the same path that you're walking or walking down a path that you want to walk down. You just can't. So come on in. One drop-in class is $33. Like seriously, it's less than Uber Eats. It's less than Uber Eats. And when you commit to all 4 sessions, you get one free. What the fuck? Who is she, darling? Just wanted to do this for you. The link is in the show notes. All right, so let's get into the 222 portal. So we're gonna bring it back. All right. I pulled out, if you're watching the YouTube, you're gonna see I pulled out one of my very, very, very first numerology books. Babe, when I tell you I've had this book, I'm 34. I've had this book since I was like fucking 17. One of the first pieces of literature that taught me numerology. Okay. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that numerology go hand in hand with astrology and with tarot. So I always include numerology in all of my readings with folks because it's really, really important. And so today we're going to talk about the number two. But I think first off, I want to dig into your life path number, right? So I've talked about this before, but it's worth repeating. In order to get your life path number, what you're going to do is break down the day, month, and year that you were born, right? So I'm 12/3/1989. Now, I've done this 1,000 times, but I'm going to get my calculator just to be on the safe side. So 12/3, right? So 1 plus 2, 12. That's 3. Then I was born on the 3rd. 3, 3, 6, right? And by the way, not to tangent, but notice all the threes, right? In my birthday. Three's ruled by Jupiter. I'm a Sagittarius with Jupiter on my ascendant. Just saying, darling. Just saying. It's a vibe. So, and my North Node is in the ninth house, and the ninth house is associated with Jupiter. All of this is connected. I'm going to try my best to not tangent with you all today, but whatever tangent we go on, it's because it's meant to come through. But it's all connected, right? Numerology, human design, rune work, tarot, astrology, and it's all connected for a reason, right? Sacred geometry, even. And it's folks that are suspicious of the woo and of spiritual work have simply just not done enough research to recognize that there is clearly a method behind the madness. There's too much happening for any of this to be, quote, coincidence, way too much. And I think the sooner that we recognize that and sit inside of that pocket, the more we can utilize this work for fucking transformation on an individual level, all the way up to a macro level, right? And that really is on us, whether or not we're going to do that. It's on us. My God, freaking lost all this weight and just this side, the weird side boob, extra skin. But that's for another fitness and food episode, which will be coming soon to your doors, darling. So back to your life path number. So I was born in December. That's the 12th month. So 1 plus 2 is 3. On the third day, plus 3, right? And then 1989 plus, oops, I already fucked up. 6 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9 is 33. Okay. So I'm a life path 33. 33 is a master number. You can also break that down to 6. Okay. I work with both, especially in the tarot. We'll do another episode on the tarot, but we've got teacher student cards inside of the tarot as well. So the lovers and the devil are main squeeze cards for me inside the tarot and for my work, my soul card, if you will, your soul card and your teacher card. Whole nother scenario. So that's how you get your life path number. So grab that number, get that number. Again, the master numbers, we're looking at 22, 33, 44, numbers like that. And those can be deduced down to one single digit should you decide to do it. Now, when we're working with 2 on this 222 portal, I'm going to grab my notes so I don't miss anything for you. One thing that's important to know, my love, is that each number in numerology, especially the single digits, 1 through 9, they have their own energy. They have their own personality. They have their own flair. And that's why they're so important, especially when you are reading the tarot. That's why they're so important, because the numbers in your soul work and the work that you do can give you a ton of information. The numbers that you see on a regular basis, if you see a lot of spirit numbers, can also give you a lot of information about A, where you are in life, B, what you need to pay attention to, and C, potentially what you're not paying attention to, and D, bonus one, what may come, right? sort of like predictive numerology, things that may come. It's almost like getting the Tower card in a tarot session. When you get the Tower card, you're like, oh shit, I got shit on the horizon. What's going on? Okay. Now, life path numbers will show you, and I'll show you how to get yours at the end versus seeing them in the wild. Like, what is the difference? So, our life path number, this is almost kind of like it's our soul number. At the end of the day, in the life path, I'm a master number 33. So, I may see 444 in the wild. I may see 444 on license plates. I may see 444 on the clock. I may see 666 or 777, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I'm a life path 33, a Christ consciousness number, right? And so when we're looking at life path numbers, we look at in all this number, and the meaning of this number is associated to where I'm going in life. Today, maybe I saw 444 a whole lot. And four traditionally in astrology is a number of balance and a number of equality, right? So maybe spirit is calling to me, maybe my guides are calling to me and letting me know that I need to be more balanced in certain areas of my life. And this is a message that we all need at times. None of us are always in balance. None of us are always in flow. Certain things happen that throw us out of whack. We've got certain life events that happen that kind of get us off our routine. Even the most balanced person is off balance at times. And that person too may experience seeing certain numbers that help them get back into it, right? And get back into it. Two, it signifies partnership, togetherness, harmony, even, right? Two is a very, very, very feminine number, and it's most closely associated with the high priestess. I wanted to pull out the tarot cards before we started. I've got some next to me. I'm going to see if we're lucky enough where I can find the twos. I wanted to pull them all out for you. So while I'm looking, I'll talk a bit about the high priestess. The high priestess is one of our more psychic cards in the tarot deck, right? There's the Two of Cups. We're going to talk about the Two of Cups. And if you are close to a tarot deck, I would urge you to pull out the high priestess right now. There's the Two of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. We're almost there, my friends. We're going to talk about justice as well. So the high priestess is a secret keeper. The high priestess utilizes her intuition to understand who can go past her pillars, right? If you're looking at the card, most decks, especially the Rider-Waite, they have the high priestess shown up as someone who's standing in front of two pillars, okay? And the pillars are being protected, guided, blocked by her. There she is. She's also sitting on a book, okay? So this is the high priestess from the This Might Hurt tarot deck. The book is in her hands, but in traditional Rider-Waite, she's sitting on the book, right? And she's always depicted with the moon. This is a moon ruled card. The number two is an incredibly intuitive card. It's a highly feminine card. It's about partnership. It's about balance. It's about togetherness. And of course, it's about balance because it's also connected with four, right? See how everything is connected and everything works together in some way, shape, or form. And so, in order to work with this 222 portal, a very simple thing, a few simple things you could do, I'll be dropping nuggets of little wisdom around that throughout this whole podcast, is pulling out your high priestess card, maybe writing a letter to the high priestess, maybe writing a letter to somebody as the high priestess, right? Maybe a partner of yours, maybe a future partner of yours, maybe a past partner of yours, right? Maybe a boss or a coworker, right? Of just being like, I am in my high priestess era. I am in my divine feminine era. I am in this era of being fully locked in to my intuition. That's the era I'm in. And this is how I'm going to respond to you. Or this is what I want to say in response to something that happened. Do you know what I mean? I want to take a minute now to look at some of the twos that I have pulled up here. We have the Two of Wands coming up as well from the same deck. This might hurt. And the Two of Wands, as we know, Wands energy is all about inspiration. It's all about fire, passion, drive, the whole shebang. When we're working with the Two of Wands, we're cooking with oil, as they like to say, okay? This person is inspired to act. They're inspired to go. They're inspired to create the thing. Now, remember in tarot, everything is a story. So when we're hit with the Three of Wands, we are now in the act of creation. This person becomes in partnership with creation. And that is important to know. When we're working with the two energy, it's not just about partnership with another person. It's about partnership in general. In general, we can be in partnership with a thing. We can be in partnership with a feeling. We can be in partnership with an emotion. It's a thing that's actually happening. Two of Swords comes in as well, right? And the Two of Swords is always depicted with the two swords. Sometimes they're like this, sometimes they're like this, sometimes they're like this, but it's always two swords, and the person is always blindfolded in most depictions of this card, right? And the reason why is because when we are working with the Two of Swords, remember, swords energy is all about intellect, right? It's all about understanding the world around you, smartness, if you will. This person is not working with these eyes. This person is working with third eye. This person isn't focused on what they can see in front of them to make the decision or the choice. That's not it. Okay. And our Two of Cups, which I think is, in my personal opinion, the most important when looking at two in general and looking at this 222 portal. The Two of Cups in the tarot symbolizes partnership, 100%. In career, in relationship, whenever this card comes up, you could be coming into a new relationship of some sort. This is about togetherness. That's what this is about. And even looking in this deck, how, what tarot deck is this? You all know it. I can't remember, but I'm sure if I show it, a lot of people know it. Look at how this person is on earth and this person is on water, and they're bringing their cups, their chalices together. Everything in tarot is a symbol, even the lighthouse back there. Okay. I'm going to see if I can find the Two of Pentacles too while we're talking. And so, again, some practices that can be done. Spirit is on our side today, friends. Two of Pentacles comes right out. And you all know I have a lot of tarot decks. So I always, if I am going to be talking about the tarot on a live or a podcast and the cards I want are not out, I always am like, fuck, this might be a while, but not today, auntie. And the Two of Pentacles is traditionally about juggling too many things at once. That's why you'll always see this card with somebody here in the middle and literally juggling two pentacles. And remember, pentacle energy is all about, earth stuff. So like bills, finances, money, jobs, cars, homes, things of that nature, and stability and stability. Okay, so on this 222 portal, we can really dig into partnership and what that means for us and the partners that we want to call in. Again, babe, if love is your focus, then focus on that. But I want you to know that it doesn't have to be. If you are fine in your relationships, or non-relationship, then you can use this 222 portal to focus on career, to focus on your partnership with money even, right? Do some shadow work around money. If you're looking to call in more money, we are all in partnership with money. Don't get it twisted. Money is a master teacher, and we are always going to be in partnership with money, whether you like it or not. And I suggest that you like it because like begets like. So if you're in a place of disliking the partnership that you're in with money, we need to reverse engineer that shit, because you're only going to continue calling in the vibration that which you are exuding. You know what I mean? I hope so. So partnerships with our bodies, with our health, with our physical. Remember, mind, body, soul connection, right? We're not just this physical vessel. We're not just a spiritual being, right? We are all of it. So how are you doing in partnership with how is soul doing in partnership with your physical vessel? How is your physical vessel doing in partnership with your soul, right? How are you doing in partnership with spirit, source, God, universe, whatever you'd like to call it, with your tarot deck, with your spiritual practice? All of it is fair game on this 222 portal. All of it. All of it. So important to know. Harmony is a good word here, right? What does harmony mean to you? I think for me, harmony means peace. I think for me, harmony means it's the antithesis of problems, of cowardice. Cowardice was the word that came through, so that's the word I'm using. And I can see why. I don't think somebody who behaves cowardly is in harmony. So that would make sense. But two isn't a number of harmonious energy. And another practice, thing, or idea we can consider on this 222 portal is how and when are we in our most harmonious energy? And when are we not? When are we feeling frazzled? When is our energy feeling heightened? When does the anxiety kick in? What practices happen, right? So I'll tell you guys something. So I'm sober curious, as you may have been picking up on in some of the podcasts I've done with Danny and by myself, right? No, it's not that I have an issue with alcohol or anything like that. It's more like I've known for some years now that the path that I'm going on in my life, I don't see a spot for even social drinking, to be honest with you, and to be real with you, and to be raw with you. No shade against anybody who drinks. I do believe you can live a spiritual life and drink socially and have even a nightcap, right? Everything for me is fine in moderation, everything. Just for me personally, I don't really see a space for it. And I keep trying to make a space for it because, if you know me, you know I love a good vodka soda, right? And I love the idea of drinking socially, but it's not working where I'm going. So I'm on this like sober curious path right now. And it's also making me wonder about, the ganja, the ganja. I used to smoke way more weed than I smoke now. And being a spiritual person, I covered this in Ascension Symptoms, which is a course you can get on my website. But the more awakened you become, the more sensitive you become to things like that. Weed, alcohol, party drugs, mushrooms, acid, all that stuff. You become way more sensitive to it. And that is what I'm experiencing. That's what I'm experiencing. I'm more sensitive to all of these things. I can barely smoke. I don't smoke weed anymore. If anything, I eat weed. And when I eat weed, babe, I'm a baby. I have like this much of like an edible, straight baby. But I noticed that when I even do that, which might be a few times a week, the anxiety might creep in. And that's what I'm trying to say when it comes to harmonious energy. I'm not in harmony. I'm not in harmony. So why am I not in harmony? Well, because I ate that edible. So then why don't we get rid of the thing that's not making me in harmony? We get rid of the edible. And I give you this example so you all can understand what I mean and how to utilize this portal to the best of its ability of really taking a step back and analyzing your life and deciding to become aware of the things that are no longer harmonious for your best life. Boom. And for the best version of self. And for some of us, that may be a really hard conversation, especially if we are accustomed to certain ways we do life, right? If we are used to certain ways of how we move through life, this might be especially hard. But it's what we have to do because it's what we have to do because we are clearly here for a reason. We are clearly on this path for a reason. You are drawn to this work for a reason. And what is the reason? I know that's the next question. Okay, Ash, I get that. I feel that. But okay, then what's the reason? What's the reason? Well, honey, I think the reason is awakening. I think the reason is self-discovery. I think the reason is so that we can We can deliver a new way of looking at the world and the people in it than what we've been doing. Because what we've been doing as a collective is clearly not working. Don't even get me started on that because I do not want to get emotional here on this podcast. You all know I'm an empath, but to say it to you directly, it's not working. You look at the news for 2 minutes and it's not working. You look at conspiracy stuff on TikTok and it's not working. You look at the hurt and the pain and the frustration and the death and the egomaniacism. Yes, I'm making up words here. You see how it's happening, it's not working. You look at our political systems and you see it's not working. You see how there is such a division between the poor and the rich, and you see it's not working. You see issues with taxes and it's not working. You see issues in our educational systems and it's not working, right? You see prejudice and racism, it's not working. You see people passing judgments, it's not working. You see hate on the internet, it's not working. Must I keep going? It's not working. But what is working? The way that we do life on an individual level, the way that we connect with spirit, source, God, universe on an individual level, the way that we affect our relationships and our interactions with folks on an individual level. When you have a conversation with your banker about Pluto in Aquarius, you have affected that person on an individual level, and they're going to go look up Pluto in Aquarius, and you never know what they're going to do with that information. I will never forget being so absolutely affected by my first grade teacher, Mrs. King, when we learned about space. I was enamored by it. It's one of my only childhood memories. Sitting there, crisscross applesauce, being enamored by space and the planets. That shit imprinted on me. And not even 10 years later, I became an astrologer. Yeah, from first grade, not even 10 years later. I've been doing astrology that long. And so my point being, and she doesn't know that. Mrs. King has no clue. I've got no clue where Mrs. King is now. Shout out to you, Mrs. King. I hope you're doing amazing. But she doesn't know that that class lesson had such a profound effect on me, just as we don't know who is watching when we sit in our truth. We don't know who needs to hear it. And so that's why this work is so important. 2 is the most sensitive out of all the numbers, not surprising as it being one of the most feminine numbers out of all the single digit numbers. And so with that being said, as above, so below, right? Some of the more evolved versions of the number 2 are the fact that it's a mediator, right? At its core, it's unifying, it's intuitive, and it's influential. Okay. 2, the number 2 likes to look at both sides of a situation and is very good at that. This reminds me of the 2 of Swords, because that's what this is about. The 2 of Swords and the Justice card. These guys are connected. And also, can I just say, this card isn't the best example of it, but it still is. So the High Priestess, right? The 2 pillars. They're trees here in this deck, but they're essentially 2 pillars. We see them again in Justice card. That's why these 2 are connected. Justice card is the 11 card, right? But it's always depicted as like the 1 in the 1, like the Roman numeral, or whatnot. Well, the Roman numeral is this, but oftentimes you'll see it as like 11, 1, 1, 2. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. And then there's also Justice card also has its sword here, and then the scales, the balance. Justice card is associated with Libra, right? And Libra is very, very good at looking at all sides of a situation and being objective over what's happening and what's going on and how can we come to a solution. But because of that, 2 numbers and life path 2 numbers can often be indecisive. They can often be Switzerland, not wanting to make a decision because they don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. And Hunty, you know, I cannot stand indecisive person, darling, but it's a part of it, right? It's a part of it. We talked a lot about the intuition that two has. And again, another simple practice you can do for this 222 portal is working on your intuition. And you can work on your intuition in a number of ways. One thing that I still do, there's like cute little psychic games on your phone. And and remember the card game, pick a color, red or black, red or black, red or black, red or black, 50-50 shot. These are easy things you can do. You know, if you're new here, you don't know. I am always going to give you witchy tips that are practical, where you don't have to be at an altar for 2 hours a day, or you don't have to go to your witch store and get all these ingredients. I'm going to give you simple, practical ways where you can strengthen your intuition, strengthen your third eye, and still feel like you've celebrated and honored a new moon, a full moon, all of it, right? I'm always going to do that for you. So just know that. So if you're short on time, play red or black with a deck of cards. Download one of the psychic games. There's a really cool one. Um, Let me see if I can find it right now. I'm just hanging out with you guys. But I actually really like it. And there's tons of games about what's the word? Strengthening your intuition and things like that. I think it's this one, the ESP test. Are you psychic ESP? I'm just gonna get it. I got a new phone, so it's not here yet. But I'll let you guys know. Are you psychic ESP? Try it out. Okay. So you can also do that with your tarot decks too, right? Separate all the numbers, like so all the twos, all the threes, all the fours, right? And then like put them all face down. So like take your twos, right? Put them all face down, pick one, and then is it the two of cups? Is it the high priestess? Is it the two of swords? Boom. This is also helping you get to know your tarot deck better as well. So the 222 portal, great time to work on your intuition. Now, some other things I want to mention besides the indecisiveness, you know, our twos, our two numbers, they're empathic. They're naturally empathic, right? So they're sensitive, and anything can throw this number off balance because remember, two is the number of balance. So what does that mean? Two is always striving to get to balance. So anything can throw a wrench in the two's plan. And so if you're that sort of person who's like, holy shit, my like routine is thrown off balance, or if you're a life path two number, why don't we focus on what sorts of systems and structures can we put into place so that I'm not so frazzled when things are going to be thrown off? Because things will be thrown off. It's the nature of the beast. It's going to happen. So when it does happen, how can we protect ourselves the best, the most, with the least amount of blood spilled? You know what I mean? So let's go over to the numerology book. So this book is Numerology, a Mystical Magical Guide. Reveal your true personality and discover destiny through the power of numbers by Hazel Whitaker. I kid you not, my friends. I've had this book for so long. So let's go into the number two. And I love how it kind of looks like a kid's book. I absolutely love that. The timid two. So the ruling planet for two is the moon. Guess who the ruling planet is for the high priestess? What did I say in the beginning of this? It's all connected. All of it. All of it. Colors are green and cream. Gemstones are pearl, jade, and moonstone, right? So this is what she says. I think I'm just going to read this whole thing for you guys. The timidity of two comes from the moon's influence on its duality. People whose destiny number is two prefer to follow and wish to please, which goes along with the unwillingness to make a decision because they see things from all sides, right? They are versatile, sociable, approachable, and love conversation, hearing both sides of a story. The karmic lessons of a number two destiny often create frustration because these people are afraid of choice. Many two destinies follow two career paths. They lack a sense of direction and find it difficult to focus. Fate has decreed they play a support role through life. which they don't mind because they are too self-conscious to lead. Number two destinies are gentlefolk with intuitive and emotional natures. The moon's influence makes two people insecure, which makes sense. The moon is the beholder of the subconscious. Where was I? Insecure, which causes them to seek company of friends and partners who are dependable and emotionally secure. Mood swings and emotional fragility can cause despair, often resulting in self-pity. Two people are romantic, sentimental dreamers who require encouragement and reassurance. But two destiny people are destined to be the peacemakers of the planet. They do well in hospitality industry. They are good negotiators and would do well in public relations and sales. They also make good teachers. Two people make good friends, have a good sense of humor, are good entertainers, and good negotiators. Two children are prone to peer group pressure because they like to be popular. Often, when there's an abundance of twos in a personal numerology chart, this personality might have some degree of confusion about their sexuality. Health. Two people are subject to digestive and stomach problems. Quite often, they suffer from depression. Fascinating, right? Super fascinating. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. But so I hope this helped. This was just somebody's opinion, by the way. I want you all to know this is just Hazel's opinion, friends. And like I always say here, fact check everybody, everybody. So if you have found an interest in this two conversation and you want more on numerology, let me know. We can do a little series, a little numerology series, and start from the beginning with one and go all the way up. I'd love to do it. Just DM me, send me a message at info@starseedshadows.com and be like, hey, yo, girl, you bonus points if you share this episode, tag me on the gram and say, numerology, please, or more numerology, please. I would love it. But that was it. 222 portal. Let's fucking go. Let's get the day. At the end of the day, I think it's important to remember that this portal offers us the opportunity to create harmony and balance within our lives, right? That's what this portal is really offering us. And it's offering us space to work on our intuition and our partnerships with the world around us. That is the point. And so right now, because so many people are working with this 222 portal, that's what makes it powerful. It's not powerful because of the 222 portal. It's the 222 portal is a date on a calendar. What makes it powerful is that there are so many bodies and so many energies working with this portal. That's what makes it powerful. I hope to see you inside of the Eclipse series. The link is in the show notes. Go sign up, baby. I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao for now. Hello, friends. I hope you loved today's episode. Make sure you share it with a friend, share it with somebody that you love, and tag me on the gram at AshleyMichelle90day and let me know your thoughts. Leaving that 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify is literally what helps this work get to the right people. As you may or may not know, we are in the middle of a spiritual revolution, and us being able to get our hands on resources like this podcast and others is what is literally going to make the world go round. So do me this favor and please leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and share the episode with somebody you love. It really, truly does mean the world to me. I love you so very much, and I will see you in the next one.